All right, we are less than 2 hours now away from this FCS National Championship game. The Bobcats are looking for a big win over North Dakota State in what has been a historic year. Friends, family, fans, all excited, ready to show off their Bobcat blue all day long. For many, this is the first time they get to experience the Cats making it this far. We're so glad you're joining us on this very special edition of Wake Up Montana Weekend. We also want to say, hey, good morning to our friends watching on SWX. We have Bobcat coverage all morning long during halftime after the game, and our team has you all covered from all over the map. Bradley Warren live in Frisco, Texas, with a story of a once-in-a-lifetime journey. Alex Eshelman and Sean Rainey live at Toyota Stadium in Texas, where things are pumping up there with the strengths and weaknesses of the Cats. But first, we're going to send it to Noah Schmick live in Bozeman with how you can cheer on the Cats surrounded by others. Noah.
Yeah, well, Morgan, there might be too many watch parties to count. First, I want to be specific to Bozeman. Up and down Main Street, I'll be honest with you, a lot of the bars and restaurants, they're either opening up at 8 or 9 this morning with some drink specials. But when it comes to across the state and across the country, I've got this giant clipboard. I'm not kidding you. Pages, 38 different watch parties across the country, according to the MSU Alumni Foundation. So according to their watch page, 14 are here in Montana, and another 24 range from Massachusetts, 2,400 miles away, all the way to Washington State. If you are on the east side of Montana, Sidney, Glendive, Miles City, Billings, Harlowtown, all you have is a bunch of locations, at least several locations all across the east side of Montana. There are 2 locations in both Great Falls and Helena, designated bars at P. Gibson's and Lewis and Clark Brewing. In the Flathead, both Polson and Big Fork have watch parties, and I'm sure Missoula and Butte will have some great spots as well. There's just no official alumni watch parties there yet, and I have the full list on our websites, Montana Right Now and Color8.com. But here in the Gallatin Valley, Belgrade, they have a location at the Rhino Casino, and like I said, here in Bozeman, it is going to be packed with bars just completely open. So I want to go ahead and, of course, we're all here to watch the game, so I want to send it over to Sean and Alex for more on what we can expect from the Bobcats.
Yeah, thanks, Noah. And Montana State, more of the team is starting to trickle in. We got some of the special teamers with the full uniform ensemble, and I got to say, I like the white helmet, white jersey, pant look. It looks really good.
It's a great look. I mean, they've got great uniforms all around, but this one says go time. And speaking of go time, let's break down this matchup a little bit, Sean. I mean, we've got both sides of the ball, very dominant, healthy. Isaiah Fonse is going to need to be ready to go. Tommy Malot's going to need to be ready to go. What do you think about some of the strengths and weaknesses of Montana State?
I think with Montana State, I mean, you got to start defensively.
Right.
You know, North Dakota State number 1, Montana State number 2. And to me, it's the way they've been able to turn their opponent over and get the football.
Right.
They've been a very opportune defense as far as that goes. And they're going to have to do that against North Dakota State, who is a team that really likes to protect the football. They don't turn it over a ton, so that is going to be a fascinating thing. Can the strength of Montana State, being the ball hawks, getting those turnovers, getting those big sacks, the strip fumbles from Daniel Hardy coming off the edge, can they do that against a team that usually doesn't allow it? That's going to be kind of an interesting thing for
Definitely, and throughout this postseason, throughout the entire season, a big part of Montana State's success is starting out early and gaining that momentum early. One of those games that we both saw that they were unable to do that was against the Grizz, and I think that is a very key part in making sure that they can kind of get ahead of the game, especially against North Dakota State, who's been here once or twice.
What about for you offensively? Obviously, kind of Montana State's identity, running the football, and they're starting to incorporate that quarterback run even more with Tommy Malott. But what do you view as the strength of Montana offensively and something that they're going to have to do today?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. First and foremost, I spoke with Paul Dennehy last night about Tommy Malott, and I said that you talked to him about, and give him any advice going into this one. He said, just be yourself, do exactly what you've been doing. So be that dual threat quarterback, be able to run the ball, be able to pass it, be able to hand it off to Isaiah Fonse. Isaiah is going to have to be on his A game today. Receivers and Lance McCutcheon, Willie Patterson, they're going to need to be on their A game. And before Tommy even started, once he got that first starting appearance in the postseason, the receivers came together and said, I don't care where he's throwing the ball, we're going to catch it. So that's what they're going to need to do as well.
Yeah, he's been touchdown Tommy touchdown. I think another alliteration for him for today is Magic Malott. Can the magic, everything he's been doing is so magical. Can that momentum, can that magic continue after a break for 3 weeks on the national championship stage? It's going to be fascinating to watch play out. We're getting closer and closer to that. For Alex Eshu and I'm Sean Reedy. Morgan, send it on over to you.
They wanted to show this newspaper cover that I just found on Twitter, if we can take this. It says, Bobcat Nation, the University of Montana wishes you the very best of luck against the Bison. As we know, the Cat Grizz rivalry runs deep, but when it comes down to it and somebody's on the national stage, this is the sportsmanship this state has. Isn't that cool, Jess? I love that. Yeah,
super cool.
Go ahead. We have a look at the local forecast now.
Yes, we do. We are still tracking some snow showers up near the Highline and for western Montana this morning. Those should start drying off as we head into the afternoon, but right now we have visibilities down to a mile, even could be less than a mile up near Havre, thanks to those showers that are coming through. So something to be wary of as you head out the door this morning. Temperatures right now, we're holding on to the 20s and teens. 17 as that current temperature for Billings, 25 in Missoula, and 20s as we continue along the rest of the western half of the state. We have a winter weather advisory and wind chill advisory still in effect. Of course, I'll break that all down coming up in a couple of minutes, but here's a quick little preview of that game day forecast down in Frisco, Texas for the big game today.
Yeah, a little rain never hurt anybody, right?
And
We're going to be good. Okay, fans, young and young at heart, are excited about the big game. For many, it's the first time in their lifetime the Bobcats have made it to this game. Live in Frisco is Bradley Warren for us. Bradley, you ran into the athletics director's daughter, who told you she is ready for a big victory there.
Yeah, and she's not the only one who's ready for a big victory. She was wearing Montana State University colors and a cowboy hat, and I said, what's the deal with the cowboy hat? And she goes, you know what? It just feels right. That's her good luck charm, and I couldn't agree more. She is bringing all her Bobcat energy, and that is what everybody here is doing right now. There are whole generations of Cats fans who have no idea what it's like to win this trophy. So for many fans, this is a historic opportunity, and they have been waiting for quite some time for this trophy to be delivered. Many fans that I have been speaking with tell me right now that the energy that's been developed over the last 8 years with this program has now turned this team into what it is right now today, a powerhouse. And there's one person who's had a front row experience to this, and that's the athletic director's daughter, who's experienced not just Montana State University, but North Dakota as well.
I'm really excited. I don't know, I just can't believe we're here. Like, I feel like the season just went by so fast. I don't know, I just love watching the guys. They're so fun to watch, and you never know. Again, Tommy, you don't know what he's going to do, or throw or pass. But we're going to beat North Dakota State. It's going to be awesome.
So the reason why I introduced you to Leon Costello's daughter is because she used to live at North Dakota State University when her dad worked there. So she's got some inside knowledge on both teams, and she tells me she's incredibly confident in the crew from Montana State University, and everything right now in her mind is pointing towards a big Bobcat victory. Now, the Costellos aren't the only squad from Montana State University to have a relationship to North Dakota. Montana State University head coach Brett Vegan also has former coaching experience with the university. So everybody is in agreement that today should be a great day for some football. We've got two massive groups of people here who've got great experience. And you know what? Leon's daughter says the cowboy hat was good luck for her, so it's good luck for me. Reporting live here in Frisco, Texas, I'm Bradley Warren. Thank you so much for joining us right here on Wake Up Montana. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see you back here in about 3.5 minutes. Go get another cup of coffee and go Cats.
Welcome back. Well, as great as Montana State has been this season, and as special as this moment is, it's maybe more special because it hasn't happened in a while. And I got my Bobcat historian Chris Byers to talk about the last 40 years of what this program's looked like.
You know I love talking history, right? I'm that old, right? Yeah. So Montana State, absolutely. The only school in the country, we've talked about this, at any level to win 3 national championships in 3 different divisions. They were NAIA champions in the 1950s. 1976, they won the Division II title. And in 1984, of course, they won what was then called 1AA football. Yeah. So they win in those 3 decades, 3 national championships. But it was not easy. Here's a stat that just absolutely blows me away. From 1983 to 91, that's 9 years, Montana State football won 33 games. If you take the 12 wins away...
And that includes the national championship season.
From the 84 season, that's 21 wins in that period. So Montana State has come so far, and it started with the coaches that were able to slowly rebuild the program. It started with Cliff Heisel, who brought solidity to the program. And then it transitioned on to Mike Kramer. And, of course, Jeff Choate, the latest, and now Brent Vegan. So this is a program that had great success in increments of time, but from 83 to 91 with the national championship game in 84, it's a program that really struggled. It struggled to put fans in the stands. It struggled for wins, and it was finding that right coach to get them to the top, and here we are.
Yeah, and just like how in 1984 they went from worst to first, and
Yes.
that made it so special for Bobcat fans. Now it's 4 decades almost to get here. The blue and gold is down there. You've seen it. The alumni are down there from those 84 teams from the 70s. Makes it really special for everyone, and I'm sure yourself, Chris.
Oh, no question. It's so exciting to see this come all the way. And, you made a great point there with the team that had won one game in 1983. One game. And then they won the national championship, and then guess what? In 1985, they won 2 games. So it took a while to get back to where they are now.
So don't take it for granted.
No.
Well, kickoff is just under a half hour away, and we're going to be with you that entire time. For more from Frisco, let's send it back to Alex and Sean.
All over the place, singing, we will rock you.
All right, it's 8:50, and the band was very important to get them there, and they are getting ready for this big game. I want to show you something else I'm seeing on social media right now. This is super cool. It says #GoCatsGo, championship locker room set. The jersey is in place. Everything is coming together. And this morning, eyes around the country are on Frisco, even catching the attention of NFL players. Alex Eshelman joins us live now. Alex, you spoke with some of the players rooting for the Bobcats today. What did they have to say?
Hi, Morgan. Well, let me tell you, first of all, very exciting atmosphere continuing to heat up. We got the marching band Spirit of the West packing the stands. But let's talk a little bit about Bobcat football alum. Hundreds of them are here today. However, there are a couple that are going to be rooting for the Cats in games that are on the biggest stage in all of football.
This has kind of been the year of, redemption for all us old guys. Sam Houston State, we couldn't get past my first 2 years. And then my last year, we lost to South Dakota State. I know the guys a little bit older than me were the year that North Dakota State first didn't fit. Eastern Washington had won, but they had lost to North Dakota State. So I know it's kind of, we've all been talking just, about, what they've been able to do this entire time.
Since 1984, everyone in Bobcat Nation, everyone all over the country that bleeds blue and gold has wanted this. It's a player-led organization with great coaches. And with that being said, a lot of people are excited because they understand the time that it took for not only the players, but the investment that it took for people of Bobcat Nation to get here, to get to this stage. Now, they just have to continue to execute and then see what happens Saturday.
They'll be watching with the Texans and the Eagles. Back to you, Morgan.
Sounds good. It's getting loud up in there, Alex. We're excited, and it is a great day to be a Bobcat. Right now, Bradley Warren's joining us alongside a very special guest, Bobcat himself, Senator Steve Daines. Bradley.
That's right, Morgan. Good morning. Senator, you know what? You and I were just talking. You remember the last game, right? What year did you graduate?
So I'm a Bobcat, 1984.
Okay, so you've got a couple years of experience with this kind of game. Going into this game, what does the momentum feel like? Does it remind you at all of the last time we took this trip?
It does, and the Cats deserve to be here. They've beaten the big teams to get here. I can't believe the electricity. This is like a great big Montana family reunion here in Frisco, Texas.
It really is. That's what it feels like. Before we wrap things up here from Frisco, Texas, you have a little bit of a bet on the line with the senator from North Dakota, right?
Right. Senator Hoeven, the former governor of North Dakota, when the Cats beat the Bison, he's got to wear a Tommy Mellott jersey on the floor of the United States Senate. Can't wait to see him.
Okay, I can't wait to see a Tommy Mellott jersey on the floor of the United States Senate as well. We're having a great time down here in Frisco, Texas. Senator Daines, thank you so much for coming down here on Wake Up Montana. We are going to take a quick break. Go get another cup of coffee.
Go Cats!
Go Cats! Thanks, Senator.
All right, paging Sean Rainey. Can you hear us from inside the stadium down there in Texas? We heard that the team just got on the field.
Yeah, I got you now. Welcome back inside Toyota Stadium. The Cats just came out and started warming up on the field. We had Coach Vegan came out in his suit and tie, looking very dapper, talking with the officials. Troy Anderson and company coming out, and of course, the ESPN crew knew exactly who Troy Anderson was, because right when he started coming out here, they had a bunch of cameras going and following him around, getting all the shots of Troy Anderson for the broadcast. But Cats out here warming up. The ball is it's a little slick. We are seeing the field being a little slick as well. So hopefully that doesn't come into play for the game, as it is continuing to drizzle a little bit here. But we also have some fans out here to the side. They were getting the face painting going on. Everyone's getting excited as we're counting down the minutes to kick off. As the Cats continue to warm up here, they'll go put on their pads here in a little bit and then continue their warm-ups as we inch closer to the FCS national title game. Back to you.
We're getting so close. Thanks so much, Sean. And we are sharing all things FCS Championship this morning with the MSU Bobcats ready to face off in just a bit. But we wanted to know who you are rooting for and took it all to Facebook. This is up on our ABC Fox Montana Facebook page. We want you to pick up your phone. I know you're watching with your phone in your hand. Join us, post on social media. Let us know who you're rooting for. I have an educated guess on who I think it is. We also want to hear your positive thoughts for the team pushing them to victory. And here's a look at some of the photos that are coming in at this point. So Cami Riles actually posting this saying, "We bleed blue and gold. Go Cats." Love the little jerseys. Those are so cute. Dustin Fink saying, "Let's go Cats." All dressed up there. Very warm, I would assume. Carly Anderson, pick with a Bobcat, the Bobcat mascot. Okay, there's a family photo. I love stuff like this. Get that framed, right? Colleen Carls posting this one, probably a previous game, but showing her Bobcat pride. We love that. Keep those pictures and comments coming in. I'm also seeing the hashtags GoCatsGo, Bobcat Built on Twitter. So if you want to check those out or use those hashtags, use them this morning. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Spencer Martin joined by Chris Byers, and it's been a magical run for Montana State all the way to Frisco, Texas for the national championship. And we want to talk about the plays that defined their season. Of course, they started with FBS opponent Wyoming, took them down to the wire in a great game at War Memorial, and then we went to Big Sky play.
Well, Spencer, really, the Cats started against 3 teams that were at the bottom of the Big Sky Conference. So their first major test against 19th-ranked Weber State, the Big Sky Conference preseason choice, and it was the Bobcat defense that flexed the muscle. Daniel Hardy with the interception, and the Cats win a close one.
First signature win. Then we go to the Inferno at Eastern Washington. Here it's Lance McCutcheon taking it all the way to pay dirt. From there, Montana State holds on to win a top 5 matchup against the Eagles, and that's when we started thinking this could be a year they get to the national title game.
Yeah, Spencer, an emotional win for Montana State. A bit of a letdown back home in Bozeman. They take on an Idaho team that was really struggling. This game was tied midway through the third, but there's Tommy Mellott, the touchdown run, and that jump-started the Bobcat offense, and they go on for the win at home against the Vandals.
And the key there was he had 3 touchdowns, right? And you were calling that game, and I think you got scared for a little bit.
Well, much closer than anybody thought, but Tommy Mellott coming in and doing what he does best, using his feet to get the win with the touchdown run there.
So now let's go to Sam Houston State. We're going to jump a little bit to that quarterfinal game. They're taking on the #1 seed in the country. There's the interception first by Trey Webb. Really sets the scene. Partner, you and I were in Las Vegas covering the National Finals Rodeo. We couldn't believe our eyes, capped off by this touchdown right here.
Well, it was 21-0 before you could blink, and it was the Montana State offense, the interception, and then that led to the touchdown, and Montana State gets the unlikely win over the defending national champions as they roll over the Bearcats. Beautiful fade route into the end zone for the touchdown to Willie Patterson.
Yeah, I could watch that one all day because that was the first time I think we really saw Tommy deliver a big-time throw, the freshman making a playoff run, and that brings us to Bozeman against South Dakota State, that semifinal. Unreal for an 8 seed to even host it, and that was eventually the game-winning touchdown by, of course, Touchdown Tommy from Butte, America.
Well, and again, Montana State locked up in a tie game at 17. They pitched the shutout in the second half against South Dakota State. The trademark of this Montana State team, that defense, and it was big in the second half. Hometown fans, boy, the joint was jumping in Bozeman that afternoon. Montana State with a huge semifinal win.
Yeah, it certainly was an amazing scene in Bozeman that day. Tommy was caught crying at the end of it, all the emotion, and it set us up for Frisco right now. And later on, we're going to talk about the strengths of North Dakota State. We talked about Montana State defense, the Bison a little bit better. Let's send it back to you, Morgan.
All right, it is an emotional journey for all of these guys, and we're going to be diving into more of the details of the game this morning, but a lot still more to come. We have 2 more hours full of this. A look at your local weather now, though, with Jess. Hey, how is it going?
Yeah, Morgan, we are still holding on to a couple of snow showers across the Treasure State this morning, specifically up near the High Line and then over in the western half of the state as well. Those will linger around for a couple hours, but we should be drying off as we head through the day today. Here's a look at those current temperatures, though. We're hanging on to the 20s and teens across much of the state. Billings right now at 17. Winds relatively calm at about 5 to 10 miles per hour this morning, but we do still have wind chill advisories out there with values down to -30 expected today. This is just going to hang around with us through the first half of our day today, but then that's going to continue into the overnight tonight and through our day tomorrow as well. Wind chills right now are down to about -25 and Havre about -30 up near Cupping. So the High Line and eastern half of the state certainly off to a cold start for our day today, but take a look at these highs, much cooler than where we were yesterday. We're back to 0 for Havre, into the single digits up near the High Line, but much of the state still holding on to the 30s as those highs for our Saturday. We are going to be drying off, but cooler weather, of course, than what we did see yesterday. Here's a look at that avalanche alert we still have out there. Again, that road closure, I-90 westbound, that's going to be from the Idaho state line to St. Regis, Montana. Of course, I don't have more details about when the road will reopen, but once I do, of course, I'm going to update you throughout the day today. We also have a winter storm warning and winter weather advisory still in effect just a little bit longer with us for about another hour, thanks to some blowing snow, gusty winds in those higher elevations as well. So let me walk you through that future cast for the day today. Notice central and eastern Montana, we're holding on to clear skies, sunshine to start off our day on our Saturday. That means nice weather. It's going to be a little bit cooler, but we're staying dry through the day. A couple of clouds still hanging around for the western half of the state into the evening tonight. Here's the good part of our forecast as we soar into our Sunday. Notice beautiful temperature or beautiful conditions coming back into play. Sunny skies going to greet the entire state to start off our Sunday, and through the entire day into the evening we hold on to those nice clear skies through our day. So a little bit cooler temperatures today, but we do have sunny skies peeking back out.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much, Jessica. We do have a special guest that is stopping by, and this just goes to prove that the game of football is so much beyond the game of football. Bradley's going to join us next. I know he's excited about this one. We'll be right back.
Tell me about your wild journey.
Oh, it's been wild to get here, but I'm excited I'm here, and let's go win this thing.
Okay, so you took a plane, a car. How long was the journey?
It took 15 hours to get down here, but we're here and ready to go.
15 hours was not going to stop Zach from coming on to cheer the Bobcats on. You're from Butte. Tommy's from Butte. You know Tommy really well. What does he need to do today?
Just play his game like he has been all postseason and see what happens. Bring his magic.
You were telling me there's a couple of moves you might want to see from him today.
Maybe some more trick plays, more Philly special, and running the ball for 5 touchdowns in the game again or something like that.
Touchdown Tommy from Butte, Montana, just like Zach. Zach, let's send it back into the studio to Morgan, but let's do it with the big Go Cats. So 1, 2, 3.
Go Cats, go!
All right, Morgan, back to you guys.
Yes, we're so glad he made it. That's awesome news. Thanks, Bradley.
Hi again, everyone. There are the fans in Frisco ready to cheer on Montana State as they prepare to take on the North Dakota State Bison in the FCS Championship game. Hello again, Chris Byers, Spencer Martin, and North Dakota State, a more than formidable formidable opponent, the number 2 seed in the FCS, one of the great dynasties in college football.
Well, there's no question, Spencer. North Dakota State is the gold standard when it comes to FCS Championship football. 12 times for the national title. They're going for a 9th championship today. They already have 8 in hand. And this is a football team that dominates by rushing the football. And it's really running by committee. They got 4 guys that carry the load, led by Tamarick Williams, 715 yards on the ground, and then 3 more that are over 500. And we talked to Jeff Kolpak from Fargo. He's a beat writer for the Bison, and he said the ability to stop North Dakota State from running the football, if you can do that, you got a chance. But boy, do they dominate on the ground.
They do, and their defense is the real story here, allowing just 11 points a game. That's the best in the FCS. It runs the whole show as it has for most of this dynasty. And here you see some of the pass plays to their fullback, their quarterback. An interesting story, kind of like Tommy Malott, came in halfway through the season, just has to manage the game because spectacular plays like that one are consistently made by the defense. So in a lot of ways, the Bison mirror Montana State. The things they do well: run the ball, defense, a quarterback who makes plays but doesn't have to do it all. And here's head coach Matt Entz on what he thinks about the Bobcats.
Defensively, I think they're playing at a different level. A lot of familiar names. You can see a lot of development, a lot of growth has happened since then. I think what they're doing defensively, a lot of single high, 8-man spacing, one back, one gap type of fits, but very sound in their fundamentals and schematically what they're trying to accomplish. They create takeaways. They get the ball back to their offense. Offensively, they're doing a great job, especially with the addition of the quarterback run game and a lot of the gap scheme out of it. They're going to force you to have to maybe water down some calls, but you have to be really precise in some of your run fits. And from a defensive standpoint, to be able to get them off the field, and it's going to be challenging on both sides of the ball. They got really good players. Brent's done an unbelievable job coaching this group up, and he's done an outstanding job getting them to believe in maybe some new things that they're trying to accomplish, and they're seeing the benefits of it.
So that's what the Bison think about Montana State, but of course at the same flip of the coin, they can maybe have an opportunity here with Tommy Malott, the young quarterback.
Yeah, there's no question. And you mentioned it, Spencer, that these two teams really mirror each other, and that's because of the coach. Brent Vigen, of course, spent 16 years. He's from North Dakota, on the staff with the Bison. He brought a lot of that toughness to Montana State. And keep in mind, Montana State, one of the top defensive teams in the country as well.
Well, it sure is going to be fun. We'll see how all those ties play out. We'll send it back to you, Morgan.
All right, we have plenty more to come, including hearing from some of the guys these guys look up to in the NFL. That's coming up shortly. But Jessica Rainey has a current look at the forecast right now. Jess, you said it was pretty chilly out there right now.
Yes, and it looked like the fans down in Texas were looking a little bit cold. We know how to handle the cold weather because take a look right now. We have up near the high line the negatives as current temperatures. So soak in that Texas heat that you're seeing right now. And I say heat because compared to Montana, you're seeing heat because it's very cold. We have wind chill advisories still in effect. That's going to carry into our Sunday morning as well. Sticking with us all the way until noon on our Sunday. Values expected down to -30, which of course we all know by now means frostbite in as little as 10 minutes. So of course bundle up as you head out the door. Wind chills right now though, take a look at this. We're sitting at -30 almost for Cut Bank, -30 almost as well for Havre. It's a cold start to the day, but temperatures will warm throughout the day, a little bit cooler than what we did see yesterday. We're still holding on to some of those snow showers up near the Highland and of course across western Montana. You can expect still about another inch in accumulation across the western half of the state this morning. Now highs for the day, take a look. We're sitting much cooler than where we were yesterday, especially up for the Highland and for the eastern half of the state, but western and central, we're still continuing to carry on with those temperatures in the 20s and 30s for those highs today. We still have that avalanche alert staying with us until midnight tonight, and that means that road closure is still in effect. Haven't gotten any updates on that. I-90 westbound from the Idaho state line through St. Regis, Montana, still closed as of right now. Of course, I'll update you if that does change, but we still have that winter weather advisory. Again, expecting still about an inch of snow, and then combine some gusty winds. That means some blowing snow as well going to be expected in the morning hours today. Here's what we have planned to continue out throughout the day. We have mountain snow to start the day off. Then notice we do get some sunshine across central and eastern Montana, making for a nice day, but still going to be cooler than what we did see yesterday. Take a look at our Sunday. We're starting off the day, sunshine greeting us right off the door as you head out the door tomorrow morning. That continues into the day tomorrow. So tomorrow's looking to be a beautiful one. A little bit cooler today, though. We'll be right back after the break.